It was a pretty hard workout today. I'm really forcing the pro. Can't think of the word. Improvement, I guess is the word. I want increase. I'm forcing the increase and not adaption because I don't think that's the word, but I'm forcing the improvement in my lifts. Right now I'm doing some. It looks goofy, but I was kind of just warming up my hamstrings and my back. Today I forced my sets of 20 to be at 225, which was 40 pounds more than it was last week. Now, it was heavy this week, and I'm a little fatigued from yesterday. I'll be pulling sumo every time I work out from now on, really just to keep my form in check. I would really like to see it improve and see my adductors get healthier. I think that for now, with the deadlifts, instead of doing 4 sets, I'll just do 2 sets because I'm also pulling sumo and I don't want to overstrain. For both of my warm-ups today, I really tried to get as much stretch in my hamstrings, and I actually got a little bit of stretch in my lower back as well, but it really just felt good. I felt like I was able to loosen up my muscles a little bit, considering I was really tight from yesterday deadlifting. My hips, I've found, actually don't feel that bad. I don't know if my adductor is strained or what is strained, but I know that it's not even when I'm pulling, it's after I completely stand up from the pull is when it hurts, or when it like aches a little bit. It doesn't even hurt at that point. So I'm just, letting that little last bit of the range heal up. But other than that, I've been feeling pretty good. I did like 2 really short warm-up sets after that long warm-up you just saw. I did 135 and 185, and I think I did them both for 10. And I tried to do them all touch and go. The idea that I had with touch and go is that I was able to keep the weight on the muscles for a little bit longer than I normally would. But the problem is I lose my brace and my ability to stay in that position for too long, because this lower back pump that I've been getting from this, although, it's to be expected. You see how bent over I am. Although it's really bad, although it's really bad, and I think it's going to help, I just think that when I hold on for too long, the pump is ridiculous. Oh yeah, it fried my back today. Normally, I don't ever feel my back when I pull sumo deadlift, but I could still feel a little bit of the weight being placed onto my back today. I do think that I was able to get the reps done a lot faster, and they looked a little bit cleaner this week. I tried in my second set of 225 to really make sure that I was locking my hamstrings in place and pushing with my quads. You can see that I'm moving really quick through these. These suck. They burn so bad. My lower back gets pumped. Everything gets pumped. So I'm trying to find a way to manage that really, really strong pump in my back. I think it might be next week. I don't know if I'm going to go for 275 for my sets next week or 245 for my 2 sets. But once I go down to 2 or 4 sets or 2 sets or whatever I decide to do for the deadlifts for my sets of 15, I believe that's just a snatch grip pull. When I get to that, I think that a lot of that back pump is going to go away, and it's going to come down to, am I in good positioning to pull with my hamstrings, and are my hamstrings still feeling strong, because I don't want to be a back dominant deadlifter. I find that when you're able to really get your legs involved, which I've been able to do previously, I've been able to push so much more weight. This is when I was trying to get through my last little bit of the set. I find that doing spurts of 3 to 5 reps is best to get the set done as fast as possible and to minimize the complete and utter burning sensation that you get from the reps. Also, the straps make it a lot easier. I started double wrapping them, which means that instead of just wrapping it around once and holding, I wrap it around twice and then hold on to it, because that's allowing me to increase the range of motion a little bit, which will help considering I'm not really fully locking out all the reps. So any bit of increased time under tension is really good for me. You can see that my back is still somewhat rounded, and I think that honestly that's not going to change until I get down to normal snatch grip, because this deficit, I believe it puts me at somewhere around 3 to 4 inches, possibly 5 inches of deficit, because I know I have really long arms, but I'm holding outside of the ring on the bar. So it's extremely, extremely hard, and there's a whole lot of movement that I'm doing. My strap slipped, so I had to re-grip it. This was one of the easier workouts, I'd say, because I didn't really have to push through that third set, or try to push through that third set, which was, I don't know what word to use. I'm thinking devilish or devious, but it was more like destructive to my back and hamstring muscles. Everything was just fried by the end of this set, and I know I would have struggled immensely to do my next sets. I'm a little unsure about what's going on here. Is this me pulling sumo? This is me pulling sumo. It's me warming up. So the problem that I'm having right now, it's not even my forearm or my muscles. Right now, my thumbs are ripped open, and they look like I have some sort of skin disease. And the other problem I'm having is I'm struggling to get far back behind the bar. So I think I need to maybe back up a little bit. But as you can see with this positioning with the lighter weights, it's really good. It's just as soon as I get a little bit heavier, I'm kind of struggling to get into the correct position. I believe that I don't cut out me loading the bar on this one. And I think I put chalk on my fingers because they started to feel like they were really ripping. I'm trying to get my shoulders right at the top to be directly over the bar, because this allows me to be in the most upright and advantageous pulling position for deadlifting. Well, for sumo deadlifting. For conventional, it's somewhat similar, but I'd say it's more scapulas over the bar than like top of the shoulder. But I do think an upright position in a conventional deadlift where you're able to push with your quads more is also more beneficial. Here I am chalking my thumbs. I don't know if I said this in a previous video, but if you're a hook puller, chalk the back of your thumbs as well. Don't just chalk the front, because you are grabbing right by your nail about, and at your piece, if you're pulling it with the peace sign, you are making sure that you're holding it right. Or you're making sure that you're holding your nail, so you're really digging in with just 2 fingers. That's all you got. So you got to make the most of those 2 fingers for hook. If you're putting a third on, I think you're wasting extra range, because you could be shrinking your range of motion by allowing your hands to be a little bit looser, but when you put the third, you really have to squeeze to get it on there. If you see in this video, I'm really trying to like come from this position, and I try to slide back with my entire body and then try to push into it. I'm also doing paused reps because I think that it'll really help enforce my positioning. And I think this was one of my best set of sumo deadlifts. Well, not this set, but my next set. I've decided that I'm just going to do, on this deadlift day, I'm going to do triples up to, well, pause triples up to a heavy weight, which today I decided the heavy weight would be 315. So for my first rep, it's going to be hook, and then the other two, it's going to be straps. So you see I grab my straps. I think the straps are really going to help because I won't be wearing out my hands. And I believe that I hold on to these straps really hard on this pull. And the next one, because I want to make sure that I'm emulating my natural grip as much as possible instead of cheating the range of motion by letting it slip down to the bottom of my fingertips. Although letting it slip down to the bottom of my fingertips may give me a better leverage, they don't give me enough to make a big difference. When I can pull on a deadlift bar, if I can get the slack to come up even a little bit more than what it's at right now, I think I'll really be able to get a lot more out of the pull. And I'm trying to... Ooh, I don't know what's happening. It looks like the video just stopped. That might just be the end of the video at this point. So okay, so you probably either see me standing at an angle or the video's over, and it's a black screen. So I'm just going to finish what I was saying. When I can get that slack out, it'll be really beneficial for me, and I'll be able to practice even more. Then I'll start to allow those straps to slip a little bit into the bottom of my fingers because it'll emulate more of the position that I'm lifting in. But the problem is right now, I'm not lifting enough weight to bend the deadlift bar that much. Thank you. Have a nice day. I'll be posting on Wednesday.